Hey friends, good to see you. Happy Wednesday. At least I think it's Wednesday. I am coming to you from my back porch, so just listen for a minute. There's the fountains, the wind chimes, the birds. The video will be great as long as nobody comes to mow my neighbor's grass. Let's see. I wanted to just share this morning. I'm having a hard time seeing if it's filming. Hey, if you're there, let me know. I wanted to share with you some tips on how to cope with the stress of the coronavirus. Honestly, yesterday I had chocolate for breakfast. I don't advocate that kind of tip. Hey, Shirley. But there are some things that I've done, and I'd love to know in the comments things that you are doing to just help with the stress of living in this twilight zone, because y'all, when Chick-fil-A can't go in and sit down and eat, hey Ashley, that's the twilight zone when you can't go sit down at Chick-fil-A, and Chick-fil-A's always been where I go to do what I call emotional eating. But anyway, I'm just going to share with you some of the things that I'm doing that may be helpful to you. And please comment things that you're doing to keep your mind in the right place. And that's really what we're trying to do is, hey Shirley, is trying to stay sane and at peace and collected in our new normal. The first tip I would say is to give people grace, because if you are struggling like I've found lately with Brian, I am easily offended by just about everything he does because this is stressful, y'all. I mean, it's stressful. We're on edge. We don't know what's going to happen. We're concerned about people. My husband's working at home. This is, the first time in, I guess, 23 years at GE that he's worked from home, and it's different for us. I love it so far. But it's stressful. So first of all, have grace. My example this week was, hey Mike, I went to a doctor's office on Tuesday. Now it just so happened Tuesday at lunchtime, right before I went to this appointment, I thought, well, let me look at the local news, because usually I just read national news on my iPad, and I was having lunch and I thought, let me look at the local news. Hey Christy. And it said, the big headline said, person with coronavirus attends Lego convention in Raleigh. And so I read it because my son, Gregory, had attended a Lego convention in Raleigh, and it was 2 days. So this person, hey Jimmy, confirmed case of coronavirus. He was actually symptomatic. Hey Mike, he was at the Lego convention with Gregory. Now, was Gregory near him? Nobody knows. But suddenly, my son has been exposed to it. So I immediately go online, look at CDC, North Carolina, Health and Human Services, our local websites, trying to figure out, for me as the relative of someone who may have been exposed to coronavirus. Oh no, I'm sorry, I just dropped my phone. But what I'm supposed to do, because y'all, I try to be an upstanding citizen and do what's right. Like, I do drive 5 miles over the speed limit, but I try. So I went to this doctor's appointment because I couldn't find anything that said for me to stay home because my son has no symptoms. So I went to the doctor's appointment, and y'all, she chewed me out. Like, she let me have it. She steamrolled me, and you want to know what I did? I cried. And actually, it felt really good to cry, because that was the first time in all of this trying to get toilet paper, hand sanitizer, and fight with the people at Costco stress, hey Brett, that I had cried. So I realized, and I sent her some mean text yesterday, not mean, but just saying, show me in writing where you're getting your information, because y'all, I'm not stupid. And she was treating me like I'm stupid. And if you went to my high school, I was voted most studious and graduated, hey Kimberly, very high. Okay, at the top of my class. I ain't stupid. And she was treating me like I was stupid. But anyway, I forgave her. I'm still going to see her. I just, did ask where you getting your information. And she said, well, my doctor friend said so-and-so. And I said, give me the link. Like, give me the CDC link. So the other thing is, there's a lot of rumor. There is a lot of scary rumor. And I had someone call me Saturday saying somebody told her the Pentagon was going to lock down the U.S. and all this. And so don't get your information from rumor. Go to the CDC website. Now, honestly, they weren't very helpful for someone with no symptoms or a family member. But don't just go by rumor. And like now I feel like we've got the cooties, so there's also stigma. So the other thing is I let some people know, like I was supposed to serve at my church on Tuesday, and I just let my pastor know, hey, this is the situation. Do you want me to come or not? He said no. I was good with it. I let someone else know that was coming to my house. She said, I'm coming. So don't be offended in the coming days if you get exposed or sick or you're recovered. People all have their own level of germophobia. And my son is in that level where he's more susceptible. He has a depressed immune system. So just forgive. We all need to walk with grace and forgiveness in this time because it's hard for everybody. It's hard for everybody. I'm thinking of all of my friends who now are homeschoolers that didn't plan on being homeschoolers. I just want to say you'll get through it. You might yell, you might throw things, you might cry on the carpet. I did all of those things, but you'll get through it. Set a definite schedule and tell them no screen time until you're done with school. Those are Lisa's 2 tips. The other tip that I want to share, let me just show you my backyard. I tried to film from back there. I might walk around in a couple minutes. Yes, mass-induced fear from the media. Hey, Ginger. So this is my backyard. And yesterday I made an executive decision that this is a coronavirus-free zone, which means in the backyard we don't talk about coronavirus. So make a room in your house, make a place in your yard, a place where you can escape, and you're not going to just keep talking, because everywhere you go we're all talking about coronavirus. But in my garden, when I'm out there putting out pine straw, I don't want somebody to come in and tell me the latest headline. So Brian came home from work yesterday, and I just said, we don't talk about coronavirus here. This is a corona conversation-free zone. And I've already let a neighbor know, I don't want to talk about it. Like, I want to know if you're okay. I want to know if you need anything. But this is not where I want to go to flesh this out. So find a place where you can relax. That's hey Bola, that's a corona-free zone, a place where you can go. It might be a room in your house. It might be a time of day where you say, okay, I'm not. Oh, the other thing is just be really careful. Hey, Sarah, be really careful about watching the news. Like, we don't have cable, and right now I just thank God for it, because I remember during Hurricane Florence, we stayed with some family members, and they had the Weather Channel on the whole time. So all we're doing over and over, hour by hour, is watching images of houses being destroyed and roofs being lifted off, and all these streets flooding in our hometown. And it was hard to live at peace when our minds were constantly filled with images of Hurricane Florence and destruction. So if you have the news, watch it. We want to be informed. You definitely want to stay informed, because even recommendations, requirements for how to stay safe change daily. But don't consume it 24/7. You might even say, like, after 7 o'clock tonight, I'm not looking at any more news. And y'all, I was in the shower this morning, and our church is having a fast for 3 days, and I was thinking, I'm already over the edge. I don't know if I could, I need all my little comforts right now. I need my Amazon window shopping and my chocolate. And I'm just standing there in the shower like, God, what do I fast? And I just heard in my spirit, news. Supposed to fast the news. Now, my husband's home. He'll let me know if there's any huge thing that I need to know of. But we want to fill our minds with some positive things. Definitely, if you're a Christian, keep reading your Bible. I just kept hearing in my spirit this morning, stay anchored. Stay anchored, because the only way that your boat is going to stay afloat in the storm is if you stay anchored in the Word of God. Another area where you need to stay anchored is in your friendships, in your relationships. You know, I am an introvert by nature, even though I can do all this speaking and I can be social. I recharge alone. And hey, Barbara, and you know, I don't mind so much, at least right now, like being at home. Because, you know, there ain't no mean people here to chew me out, make me cry, and say things that hurt my feelings. But we need to stay connected. I have a friend I was supposed to have coffee with on Friday. We're going to do it over FaceTime. And here's the honest to God truth. I'm going to see my therapist over Zoom on Friday. Mostly, I mean, just to be honest about my mental health, mostly I'm doing really well. I've hardly struggled with anxiety. When all the toilet paper and stuff started getting gone, that made me feel anxious because my role here in this home is to take care of my family and provide them with what they need, medications, and keep them safe. So yeah, that made me feel pretty anxious, and I think that's normal because life as we know it has changed in just a week's time. So, oh, where was I? I did make some notes. Oh, stay in touch with your friends. We tend to isolate when we're struggling, but we need to stay in touch. We need to reach out, especially if you have friends that live alone. We have neighbors that a couple years ago, the woman died from the flu because they were elderly. They lived alone. They didn't let anyone know, and she died in her house of the flu. So you need to be in touch. Check on your people. Check on your people and stay in touch, especially if people that are older and if they live alone. And be willing to share what you have. That can be hard sometimes when you want to make sure you have what your family needs, but be willing to share and take care of people. Exercise is another thing. You know, it's springtime. For me, the best way to clear my mind is to get outside and walk and just sometimes not even take music to listen to, but just to be present in the moment by listening to what's around me, by seeing beauty, by hearing the birds like I'm hearing right now. So exercise, take walks. You can still go to the park. The libraries are closed, but the parks aren't. So exercise because that will clear your mind, and it just helps you to cope. Sometimes my body tells me to run, and I'm not a runner, but when my body is so tense it tells me to run, y'all, I run. It ain't pretty, but I run. Definitely, if you're at home, get rest that you need. It's not even 11 o'clock, and my electric blanket is already preheated for my afternoon nap because that's just what I like to do. I woke up at 4:20 this morning, so don't judge me for planning on my nap. You know, have some of those things that are comforts to you. For me, I've got coffee filters. Make sure I stocked up on that, and chocolate. So make sure you have what you need to, you know, just some little things. I bought a new book. If you need a new book to help you pass the time. The other thing I've thought of is just long projects, things that you've put off, and now you might be at home and have time to do them. And just use your time wisely. So with that, let me walk outside and let you see the garden for a minute. Let me take a sip of water. I'm taking Coco to the vet after this. She has a shot that she has to get, so I'm going to take her to the vet. She had an appointment on Friday, but with all the corona crap, I forgot it. So there you go. And I was really nice to myself. I didn't judge myself. And I will confess, y'all, I don't cuss, but this week I did. Oh, Lord help me. Okay, so here's my backyard. This is my happy place, where I have lots of garden art. I'm trying to get my pine straw out so that I can commence with spray painting and creating. These are my Christmas carolers. I love them. This is like one of those surfboard cars. Okay, where are you, birdie? I have a friend, Jay Schwartz with Warrior Family Ministries, and he helps me with some of my garden work because Brian works hard, and I'm trying to help Brian not to have to come home from work and work in my yard at night. But he came and trimmed my shrubs, and I told him what happens in the garden stays in the garden, which means if he hears me talking to the birds and the flowers and the butterflies he's not supposed to tell people. It's true. I talk to my garden art. Like right here we can say, hey little birdies, hey little birdies. You know, especially with all the corona stuff going on, we need to keep our sense of humor. Just keep your sense of humor. There's some birdies. So birdhouse, there's my rain barrel. Here's a little birdie and a bird nest. And my arbor, Coco hears me. And this, I think it might still have a birdhouse in it. This is a little tea set of Hannah's when she was little. And my rusty bike that I don't know how much longer it will last. A lot of my stuff just really lasts and lasts. Here's Francesca. She lost her flowers, but she's got some she's got some pearls now. My mom cleaned out her jewelry box, so. And stepping stones to my bench. I made this bench probably 12 years ago. And I got most of the designs from looking at my bird houses and going on the internet. That's like a purple martin house right there. Oh, I've got some new things. I try to put some new things in the garden every year. Hey, Gina and Jenny. Here's my little porcupines on the seesaw. And there's bunnies in a little house. So that's some moss ribbon and then some moss that I bought, and then this stuff down here is real moss. So I've been doing a lot of moss transplanting for my yard. I even bought a little putty knife to help me do it. So here's the desk, and you can see it's fallen apart, and we had to put pressure treated lumber on the top, spray painted it, but it's still hanging in there. It's got some fake succulent and some real, but it makes me happy. Let's see, nothing too exciting over here. Hannah's tennis shoes with succulents. Oh, here's Peter Rabbit. Peter Rabbit and a birdie. So these are my little friends I talk to. Y'all, really. It's a good thing I'm seeing a therapist. Okay, here's the mirror that looks like you're going into another yard. It fools people all the time. And the music stand and me. Hi, good to see you. Oh, here's some new teapots that I bought. I sell my note cards in consignment shops, so usually it's like I barter. They owe me money, I buy garden art. Okay, here's the bird feeders with some clematis growing up there. Oh, so I've got stuff in process. Oh, here's another birdie. Hey, birdie. So we like to well birdies. Let's get him straight. And some hanging crocks. It's got a beaded wire crocks with succulents growing in them. Hot pink, of course. I think I bought those at, oh, the dogs can hear. That's funny. That's neat. But I bought those little crocks at Dollar General and spray painted them. So mostly my garden art, I pay for it with my note card money. So there's the fountain. And down here I've got some shoe plates that I picked up at a consignment shop. They're kind of fun. And a mosaic plate that I did. And here's my elephant. And more birdies. I've got lots of succulents. I don't really do annuals anymore. Hey, Janine. Because I just don't. So when you see these little things, wrong way. Hey, Paul. When you see these little, this copper tubing, it's because I put little teacup bird feeders and I wait and put them out because they get dirty. So that's why they're there. Here's an old fountain that broke. Hey, Janine. Hey, Laurette. And so I've got succulents, and you can see I've been sticking moss in there too. And there's a little piggy with succulents, and anytime something breaks, I just recycle it. So that was from Francesca's little, her flowers. So this is my flamingo tower, and it's not looking the best of my little birdhouses. This is like a rundown trailer park. That's what this is. Hey, Janine. Because my little birdhouses aren't weathering very well, but I've been putting real moss in there, transplanting it, and so it's hanging in there. Usually when things break and look bad, in a couple years, I'll just redo it and find something else to do with it. So. Okay, let's go back over here. Oh, my bike. I think I paid $10 for it. I love my bike. It makes me happy. That's why I have all these things, because they make me happy. It's got it's got moss and succulents growing in the seed, and I need to reaffix that, the little basket in the front. So you can see all our fresh pine straw. Here's a teapot, and I put little gems on it to show the water coming out, and it hangs over one of my teacup bird feeders that's not there yet. And then my arbor, this is honeysuckle, and I've got all kinds of little Christmas ornaments on it just because it's fun. That's hard to see. There's a hummingbird, a dragonfly. I had a pig at one point, but I think she broke. And then this is the hanging tea party over here, hanging from these branches. And here is some flamingos from the flamingo tower that I've moved over to this chair. Let's see. And then this is a metal cross with some hanging teacups, and I think that's a creamer. And here's my bird cage. It needs a fresh coat of spray paint and some new birds. And there's my sink. I did have a toilet back here one time, but it broke. But there's my sink. And I've got some like fake succulents in there, and then these are purple shamrocks. If you live in Wilmington and want some of these, let me know. You can come by and get some. But I just love this little nook right here with the welcome, and those are some coffee cups a neighbor gave me. So I've got friends all in the garden. Here's some little bunnies on candlesticks. You may have seen that on my Facebook page. And here's a chair that I've been moving around. I don't know where it's gonna go. I might paint it. So this, yes, this is a vanity. I bought it last Friday. The drawers are out because I'm gonna paint them a pale lavender. So they're in my kitchen waiting. Brian took the hardware off, and I need to decide if I'm gonna do different hardware. But I paid $135 for it, and it'll last maybe 5 years, I think. So for me, it makes me happy, and you don't expect to see that. So that's what I'm trying to do, is find things people don't expect. And there is the flamingo. She was pink. Now she's a metallic purple, and that's her new home. I did have I had a tea table back here, but it rusted, so we finally got rid of it and did some different things. So this is the not so pretty part, but every yard has one. We've got rain barrels, we've got our gas tank for our gas logs, I've got my composter, I've got my potting bench. There's stuff underneath it, but I put little vinyl tablecloths over it to keep it hidden, and all my pots. And I'll show you one more thing before I'm gonna take you to one more part of the garden. And I've got to watch my time. Those are some succulents with a little birdie hanging over it. So I've got stuff everywhere. Okay, so let's see. I think we're gonna go this way. So the north side of my house has my most of my ferns and hostas, and this is where the moss grows. But I don't have fresh pine straw out on it yet, so I'm trying to get to it. I've been working as hard as I can. That's, sometimes when I get on here I forget names. I call that moss fern. I think it's maidenhair fern, and I'll probably have to cut it to the ground to put out pine straw. This is my favorite fern. I get so happy when it comes up. It's a Japanese painted fern. You can see it a little better right there. That thing makes me so happy. And these are hellebores, Lenten rose. They bloom in the winter. And so they've been putting out little seedlings, and so I've got some babies. This is a hydrangea vine, so it's a very slow growing vine for the shade. And here's my rotting sewing machine, but look how cute it looks. All my moss is really happy right now. It's made it through the winter, and every time I travel, if there's moss I can take legally, I do, to bring home. So all different kinds of moss on my sewing machine. So more birdies with moss. Hey Elizabeth, and hey Aislinn, birdies with moss. Y'all, I started the video with some tips on coping with the stress of coronavirus, but now I'm giving you a garden tour, so I'll edit that. Okay, and here's a little chair with succulents, and you see more fern. So this little fern, I can just come in here, not that one because it's a baby, but usually I come in, I keep a knife in the garden and just slice it in half. Oh, here's another bunny. I can't remember what I named it, but he came from my mom's. And there's a lantern and soup tureen lids hanging there. Let's see, plate racks. I've got a lot of Japanese maples. This isn't a very pretty area, but it'll be prettier when the tree leaves out. And there's birdhouse. I like this little guy. This is my little truck. And I've got a bunch of fake succulents in it. And you can see I'm putting all this moss up top. So it's really happy. Hey, April. And then there's honeysuckle, and then there's a window that used to have glass that fell out, but I decided to put in some nautical netting and hang birds on it. And then this is my antique sink, like the sink with the picture, and you can see my little bunnies. Hello, little bunnies. Oh, let's turn him over. I've got one on the swing and one in the wheelbarrow. And I've been putting more moss on that, and I don't know how long it's going to make it, but it's happy. And then this is a bike, a little tricycle, and I need to neaten up the Spanish moss. And then a plate rack, and I guess we'll go around the front for just a minute because we don't have anything else to do, right? These are some new stepping stones. I hope I don't make y'all dizzy. This is through my neighbor's yard, but they're really cool. They let me do stuff in their yard. So we can go over the bridge, over the Dry Creek bed. I know it's kind of hard to see. So this is the front yard. Yes, I have blue shutters. So the sun's going down, so that makes it a little easier. There's out to the street. So let's go around here. See what kinds of things I have out here. I have a bench that my stepdad got for me at TJ Maxx many years ago. It's fallen apart, but I don't have the heart to take it out yet. And I've got roses in there that are starting to bud. And yes, I've got a bike right there in my front yard in front of, that's Brian's studio. Used to be Gregory's bedroom. Hey, Tim, or Tiffany, whichever one of you is on there. My friend from Regent University, who I love to kid around with. Y allí están los tres pájaros, my three little birdies. And just little stuff everywhere. Oh, I have to get the pig. Okay, so hang with me a few more minutes so you don't miss the pig. This is my front porch, and there I am again. Hi. And I have, of course, these are teacups. Like, if you're 6'6", you can get up there, walk through there. My fountain is not on yet, but we'll turn that on soon. Oh, look at this little wind chime. It's got little potato masher and all kinds of things. Fountain, and then the rocking chair. Hannah just made me a new, we use like a pillowcase to cover the cushion. So she just made me a new one because the old one looked bad. And then the swing, and then some plates, and other little fun things. Yes, stay stress free. That's a little wind chime I made with measuring spoons. So let's go look at the pig, make you smile. Oh, there's a window that someone painted for me, and more plate racks. This is what started the blue and white, was my mom gave me her old china, and so I put it in the yard because I could. That's why I ask Brian all the time when I'm doing these crazy things. I say, why do I do these things? And he just says, because you can. So, all right, here's a pig for you. Okay, come back. There's my pig, and the other day someone was here and they said, you left your glasses there, and they were like, wait, do the glasses stay there? Yes, the glasses stay there. Okay, going through the yard, we've got lots of stepping stones. I know the sun just came back out, but out to the street, and those are teapots hanging over there. Let's see if there's anything else of interest. Oh, I've got a new bench. There's my pink trash can, which makes me very happy. And this is a silver teapot that lives out here. And we're live on Facebook, Alice. It's my neighbor Alice that Yeah, she encourages me.
Yes, Lisa has some yard, and it gives me pleasure to come out and see it every morning.
Oh, thank you, Alice.
So, I didn't mean to interrupt
No,
you.
you're good. You're good. So there's a new bench that I have. We had some shrubs taken out. So let's go down this side and then you'll have seen the whole thing. So this is the side that faces Alice's house, and she she tolerates all my fun stuff. Because look, there's even a little hanging elephant. And there's birdies and plates. And when things fall and break, I just make stepping stones out of them. I love this plate rack because it usually has a vine growing on it. Oh, Jimmy. Okay, Jimmy. Jimmy didn't see his worker man tag. Jimmy, I took your tag inside yesterday because it wouldn't stay where I had it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put beads on the wire, and then it's going to hang on a nail. So it's actually in the house in my area where I'm working on garden art. So you will see your license plate out here, but it's going to be all dolled up. I was thinking of you this morning, wondering if you ever thought your license plate would have beads and hang in my garden. So people give me stuff for the garden all the time. These are hanging teacups. And then there's the door to the garage. I'm getting ready to get it painted. And yeah, I have even a curtain in there. My garage is fun too. And I got a new rug for Alice because she likes hummingbirds. This is my hospital where I divide and transplant things. This is where I make my own free plants, which I really like free. And there's the window I made, plant hospital. Shh, plant sleeping. And let's see. Oh, here's a bunny. There's another bunny. Lots and lots of bunnies. And then this, I don't know what this is. Oh, we had a vine growing there, but it got crazy. So we took the vine out and I hung glass on it. Good, the sun's going down. Going behind a cloud again. And over here, I don't know, I'm gonna do something fun right there. Here's my door. I did this, I think I did this last year, with the plates hanging on it. I love those. Look, bunny plates. Surprise, surprise. More plates. Oh, this is another pig. This was my mom's pig. She gave it to me. Yes, that is blue willow. Let me go back around after I show you the arbor and show you the plates in the front yard. There's the arbor. Let me let you just see the view, because I always like squirrels. I just love the view. I think that's so pretty. When you walk in and you just see the view, it's beautiful. It's peaceful. So I want to show you one more thing in the front yard before I sign off. So in the backyard, when I'm finished with all the pine straw and propagating plants, and I top dress my succulents with compost, and then I'm going to spray paint. But then I put... Yeah, Brian's working from home.
Jerry will start Thursday.
Okay. So I put plates out to line the yard. So I just wanted you to see in the front. Hey, Joshua. So I have plates that line these beds, and I used to take them all up and wash them in a wheelbarrow and put them in the garage for the winter. But now I just leave them out, and they do just fine. And they make it through the storms and everything because they're sunk in the ground. Some of them, a lot of these plates people give me. So why do I put plates in the yard? Because I can. Like over here, we're coming up on a whole row of plates from Misty Small right there. So I hope that the garden tour was a nice distraction from all of the corona stuff we're dealing with. I hope you're staying safe. If you have some other tips on how to cope with the stress of the coronavirus, let me know in the comments, and stay safe. Let me just pray for you, because usually I'm sharing scripture, but today I'm just running my mouth and hopefully distracting you from your life and showing you my garden. But God, I just lift up my friends. I pray, God, that you would give them peace, that you would give them joy, you would give them hope, and you would give them wisdom, and that they would stay anchored in you during this very difficult time. In Jesus' name, amen. So thanks so much for watching. Comment, let me know that you're here. I did post a new blog post this week. I've been so remiss and not lazy. I don't think anybody could say I'm lazy, but I haven't been wanting to write. But I did get something posted. My hair looks bad this week. So check out my blog, lisamorganmoore.com. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you, Jimmy, too. And then also all of these videos and more are getting uploaded to my YouTube channel. That's also Lisa Morgan Moore. Oh, do y'all want to see Coco? Hey, Vic. Yes, of course we want to see Coco. Hey, Coco. What is it? What is it, Coco? Yeah. Yeah, she's our guard dog. She's the star of my videos. Hey, Bill, I'm getting ready to sign off, but I hope that you found some joy. Listen, one way to cope is create. If you're yeah, I am human. If you are, well, we are all creative because we're made in the image of God, but just find some things to create, just to renew your mind, get out a puzzle, read a book, sit on the couch with your family. Just make use of the time. Scripture tells us to redeem the time, to have wisdom, redeem the time. So redeem your time if you're stuck at home right now. And again, to all you moms that never thought you would homeschool, you're going to make it. If I made it, you will. God bless you. Have a great day. I'll probably do another video later in the week, but it's probablemente mi video voy a ser en español or something like that. Y'all take care. Bye.